Good. So when we have to solve this, we know our export price is 100 and our import price is 150. Anytime we are paying, it means we are importing. Take note. So our TOT is 100 in this case. Over 150 times 100. Now let's do the math. So this will cancel this. 5 goes here 3, 5 goes here 2. We have 2 over 3 times 100. And what's the answer? Can anyone send me the answer? Can anyone send me the answer? Here. Yes? Ajiman Sachi, are you there? What's the answer? Okay. So we are saying 2 divided by 3 times 100 should give us 66.67. Right. I hope you all got that answer. Yeah. So when you get this, we said you compare it to 100. If it is below 100, that means you have unfavorable terms of trade. If it's above 100, you have what? Favorable terms of trade. So in this case, the terms of trade is unfavorable, right? And that explains why I was saying that if your price index of export is less than price index of import, terms of trade will be unfavorable. I hope that is clear with you. Good. Let us now have this table. From the table, we have the first column representing years. The second column represents price index of export. The third one, price index of import. And the fourth one, terms of trade. I want you to study this table carefully. You realize that in 2015, there is no value for price index of export, but the price index of import and the terms of trade values are given. Good. So that means if we've been asked to find the price index of export, we'll be able to do it. Right. 2016 has the same situation. In 2017, the price of import is omitted. In 2018 and 19, the terms of trade are omitted. So the question is, let us find or complete the table. Yes, let us complete the table by showing work. We want to complete the table. Let us all do it together. So first, we want to complete this table, find the terms of trade, the average terms of trade from the first year, which is year 2015 to year 2019. And we'll interpret our results. So in 2015, the export price is not given. That is why I'm representing it by X. Import price is 80. Terms of trade is 62.5. So how do we find the export price? Let us first write our formula for terms of trade, which is the price of export over the price of import times 100. Price of export in this case was not given, which is X. Price of import is given as 80. 100 is already there, and terms of trade is given as 62.5. Yeah, 62.5%. Note that it is measured in percentage. Now the 100 will go to that side. The 80 will also go. So we'll have something like this. X is equal to 62.5% over 100%. And times 80. So I said the 80 is divided into cross to the equal to sign and multiply. The 100 is multiplying the crosses to divide. All right. So let us find this quickly. 62.5 times 100, sorry, divided by 100 in this case, times 80. Our answer is 50. Our x is equal to 50. Mind you, you won't bring the percentage because this percent will cancel this one. Right. So our terms of trade, sorry, now the price for export is 50, and that is what you see there with a red inscription. Let's move on to 2016. In 2016, the same formula TOT is equal to X in this case over, sorry, PX PM times 100%. So TOT is 150, PX is not given, PM is 60 times 100%. So what do we do? The same way we did the first one. In this case, our X becomes is 150%. 150% divided by 100 times 60. So 150 divided by 100 times 60 will give us 90. So our X is equal to 90. So you see the 90 there. Let's move on to 2017. So for 2017, this time the price of export is given in terms of trade is also given. 75%, which is the terms of trade, is equal to 60, which is the price of export, divided by the price of import, this time X times 100. Good. So the price of export, price of import, which is X, goes to the other side. X is 75, comes to this side. So we have is equal to 60 times 100% divided by the 75%. So we have the 100 divided by 75 times the 60, and that gives us 80. Our X is 80. So the 80 is there. Then we do the last two for 2018 and 2019. Good. So our TOT this time around is not given. That is what we have to find. It's equal to 80 for export, 80 for import times 100. And this one straight away, the answer is 100%. That's our X. So the 100 is there. Then we move to the last one. Our price of export is equal to 70, and our import is 60 times 100%. And what do we get? So 70 divided by 60 times 100 gives us 116.67. Okay, percent. And that is what we have there. Great. So in any exam, any given exam, when you give a table like this, yes, I'm not sure a question like this has appeared in any exam. So if it comes, yeah, you have the advantage, you have the upper hand. Good. Now we move on. This is WASI 2018. 2018, this is what came in WASI. So from the question, you have 2013, 2014, 2015 years with their price index of import and that of export. Then you ask to find terms of trade and interpret your answers, right? So we'll calculate terms of trade from 2013 through 2014 to 2015. In what years did the country experience favorable terms of trade and unfavorable terms of trade? Good. Then you also talk about explaining your answers and define terms of trade. All right. So from 2013, terms of trade in this case becomes 85 for export over 80 times 100. And what do we get? So 85 divided by 80 times 100, that is 106.25. Straight away, we know that this one is favorable. Right. So in 2013, terms of trade is favorable. 2014 will be 80, so TOT is equal to 80 over 90 times 100. So 80 divided by 90 times 100, and that gives us 88.89%. Straight away, we know that this is unfavorable because it is less than 100. The reason is that the export price is less than the import price. The previous one, the export price was greater than the import price. That is why we had favorable terms of trade. Now to 2015, TOT is 75 over 90 times 100%. This one too, the export price is less than the import price, and for that matter, we get unfavorable terms of trade, sort of. But let us cross-check the answer to see. Of course, our answer is 83.33. And we say that terms of trade is unfavorable. Good. So the last question, define terms of trade. You know what it is. The relationship between export price and import price. Moving on. Now to balance of payment, we are done with terms of trade. Let's move on to balance of payment. Balance of payment is a financial statement that shows a country's receipt and payment of transactions on goods and services, as well as capital with the rest of the world. So we are trading in goods, we are trading in service, we are trading in capital assets across the borders of the country. So that financial statement, which will keep the records of these transactions, is what is termed balance of payment. Now look here. Balance of payment, as the name suggests, is something which is balanced. When we say it is balanced, it means that when you compare the positives and the negatives, you get zero. But balance of payment can have a disequilibrium. So in balance of payment disequilibrium, we are looking at a balance of payment surplus, which describes the case where receipts of transactions on goods, services, and capital are more than payments on transactions of goods, services, and capital. So if we compare the receipts we are realizing, as well as the payments we are making, and our receipts are more than our payment, that is a balance of payment surplus. Otherwise, it is balance of payment deficit. So, balance of payment deficit would be the situation where the payments of goods, services, and capital are more than the receipt of goods, services, and capital. Now to the component of balance of payment. What is made up as well as the balance of payment is concerned? Balance of payment is made up of the current account as well as the capital account. Take note. Balance of payment is made up of current account as well as capital account. So we will pick these accounts, then talk about them in detail. The current account first. It is an account that records a country's transaction of goods, services, and monetary transfers with the rest of the world. So anytime, let's take Ghana for instance, Ghana exports goods, that kind of transaction is recorded in the current account. If Ghana should export nurses, which is service, it is recorded in the current account. Then we also have monetary transfers, like transfers from government, which we call unrequited transfers. I'll talk about it more. We also have monies we send abroad or monies we receive abroad through Western Union and what have you, all these ones are recorded in the current account, right? So we have in the current account goods, services, monetary transfer. Like, let's say you have some investment outside, the monies you are getting on that investment comes to you. It is recorded in the current account, okay? Maybe you have your parents abroad, they send you money, remittance. It is recorded in the current account, so take note. Now, components of the current account. Trade of goods and services, like I was saying, all the goods and services, it is easy to understand that. Then we also have income transactions. That was what I was telling you. Sometimes we receive income from our relatives abroad. Sometimes we send monies to our relatives outside Ghana. All these things are international transactions in a monetary sense. We also have transfers. These are monies that comes from the government to people mostly. Yes, we don't normally see it in Ghana, but when you go to the advanced countries, we have monthly stipends. People take monthly stipends. People take unemployment support from government. For the virtue of the fact that they are citizens and they have not been employed or they are not working, government gives them that support. Okay, all these monies are transfers. Sometimes if you are, let's say you are a citizen of the UK and you stay in Ghana. Okay, Enoch, your hand is up. Any question? Enoch, please unmute and talk to us. Unmute.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Please, I want to ask.
Okay.
If
yeah, well, listen, we can hear you. Oh, the network. Okay, so I think we are having some network challenges at the end of Enoch. Let's continue. If he comes back, we'll allow him to talk. Yeah, so in the meantime, share the links to your friends. Yeah, and those who are not able to catch us up can go to YouTube subsequently to listen. Thank you, and let's continue. So we are talking about transfers, monies from government. Sometimes if you're a UK citizen, you stay in Ghana, government, UK government can send you some money. Okay, all these are termed transfers. Then we have asset income. When we talk of the asset income, they are the monies we receive on perhaps investment we've done overseas. Let's say you bought some financial instruments, you bought some shares and all that, and you are getting money from those people outside. Yeah, those monies come to you internationally, I mean, through the across the borders, and all these are recorded in the current account. So take note, it is not only goods and services that are recorded in the current account, but also financial Yeah, sorry about that. There was a technical hitch, but it's solved now. Continue. Yes, sorry about the short break. There was some technical challenges. We've solved it now.
Stop sharing the screen.
Yes, Cedric, please stop sharing the screen. All right, you don't have to share the screen. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue from where we left off. We are talking about balance of trade, which is the difference between the value of visible export and the value of visible import. Now, when we talk about visible export, we are looking at goods. Visible import, we are looking at goods. Yes, goods. Another name for goods is merchandise. So when you see merchandise, we are talking about goods, right? Goods are products that can be seen, they can be touched, right? That is why we say they are visible. Good. So note that if you find a value, that is VOT, the value V of visible export. So export is X. So the first V is value, the second V is visible. And you subtract the value of visible imports from it. That gives you a balance of trade. Now we have balance of trade disequilibrium. There is balance of trade surplus and there is balance of trade deficit. So if your value of visible export minus the value of visible import, if it is greater than 0, then we have BOT surplus or balance of payment surplus. On the other hand, if the value of your visible export minus the value of your visible import is less than 0, then we have balance of payment deficit. Take note. And we have balance of payment deficit. Good. So now that we talked about balance of payment deficit, let us know some facts about it. This is real data. Okay, what is really happening in the world as far as Ghana is concerned. So BOT fact about Ghana, according to Integrated Trade Solution, WITS. WITS, which is World Integrated Trade Solution, is an international body, a reputable international body that keeps records of balance of payment or balance of trade figures for countries, and it's a subsidiary of the World Bank. So according to them, in recent times, they are saying that top goods Ghana exports are gold, petroleum oil, cocoa bean, manganese. Ghana produces oil. Why do we? So we'll be exporting oil. I hope you get it. So if we are asked why we export oil, yes, that's it. We produce oil and cocoa plus our gold and what have you. These are not only goods, but there are others. Top goods we import: automobiles like cars, cement clinkers. Yes, we do a lot of buildings here. That's why we have these things coming in. We also import oil. Yeah, I know it will baffle your mind. Of course, yes. The oil we import probably are the processed oil. You know, our crude oil is not processed here. It's not refined here. So when we send it outside, we then go to buy the refined oil. Then we also have rice. Yeah. Rice importation is top in Ghana. Good. Continuing, Ghana imports as of 2021. These are data from WITS. Ghana imports a total number of 4,093 goods. We import a total number of 4,093 goods, and we export about 2,147. So we import as double as what we export. How do you get it? And notably, some trade partners of Ghana, that's the people we export to or the people we import from, are the USA, China, India, Belgium, and so on. The other countries, but these are top ones. Yeah. So after going through the balance of trade, let us now focus our attention on other things. So we can also have, aside the balance of trade, we can have balance of service account, and we can have net transaction. All right. So balance of the service account, this time we look at the value of invisible export minus the value of invisible import. Let's look at what we received on our service minus what we pay on our service across the borders. Yes, and the net income is talking about what we receive in the name of transfers, in the name of remittance and all, minus what we pay. Good. So all these will form the current account. Now, let's talk about the capital account. That's the second account. The capital account is an account that records transactions for capital inflow and outflow of a country with the rest of the world. So capital comes into our country, investment of capital. We also go and invest capital outside. When we compare the two and we do the subtraction, it gives us the balance of the current account. Sorry, the balance of the capital account. Now, the components of the capital account. Capital account is made up of borrowings and lendings, as well as investment. So take note. Anytime you see in a hypothetical data, and the item you see there is loan, you are going to record that in the capital account because it has to do with borrowing and lending. Yes, then we also have investment. Good. So this time we are talking about direct investment. We are talking about the investment is putting your resources to build up something, to add that to capital stock. Yes. Now let us have this short drill, true or false. Let us have this short drill, true or false. Look at these questions. Charles receives dividend on shares he bought in a company overseas. It's a capital inflow. Is that the case? So we are talking about the fact that when we receive investment, it is capital inflow. When we do investment outside, it is capital outflow. So this one, Charles is receiving dividend. So Charles is receiving dividend on shares he bought in a company overseas. Is it true or it is false? Friends, the answer is false because dividend itself is not an investment, but an income we receive on investment. If you can recall, I told you that the income we receive on investment is recorded in the current account and not the capital account. So take note. Even though this is money that is coming into the country, it will be recorded in the current account, not the capital account. So the first statement is totally false. The next one. Kate leaves UK to set up a restaurant in Ghana. Setting up a restaurant clearly is an investment. Is it a capital inflow? Yes, it is a capital inflow because Kate is making Ghana receive an investment. The next one, Abner in USA sent money to her father, Patrick, in Ghana. Is capital inflow. In the first place, sending money is not an investment. So totally, it won't feature in the capital account. The last one, Palmer withdraws money from his foreign account. Is a capital inflow. No, money itself is not an investment. So take note of some of these technicalities so that you don't fall prey to it. In example. All right. Having gone through the capital and current account, let us now focus our attention on the balance of payment account itself. It is the combination of the current account and the capital account. So BOP is equal to BCUA, which is the balance of current account, plus BCAA, that's the balance of the capital account. Right. So that one too, we can have the disequilibrium, balance of payment disequilibrium. So we can have balance of payment surplus and deficit. It is surplus in this case when our BOP is greater than 0. It is deficit when our BOP is less than 0. So take note. That is balance of payment. Now, we move on to what we call the monetary movement account. You know, we didn't add this to the component of the balance of payment because it is not really part. The word balance, as I said, should be something which will be equal such that it will converge at 0. So BOP in principle should be 0, but you realize that in real sense, BOP is not 0, all right? Sometimes we have deficit, sometimes we have surplus. So anytime we have deficit or surplus, we introduce the monetary movement account to balance the balance of payment. How do we do that? Suppose balance of payment BOP is equal to -20, which means there is balance of payment deficit. We will have to go and withdraw money from the monetary movement account and add to this balance of payment. So money from the monetary movement account added to this, which is 20, will make it 0. And at the end of the day, the balance of payment account will balance. Why do we do this? You know, due to complex nature of economies, we will not be able to record accurately the transactions as far as receipts and payments are concerned. Because of this, sometimes we'll have some of these disparities. Statistical discrepancies will bring about these disparities where we will not be able to balance the balance of payment account. If we are not able to balance the balance of payment account, the monetary movement account is then used to balance it. So in a situation where our BOP is +20, what we do is that we withdraw this 20 and put it in the balance of the monetary movement account. And for that matter, the monetary movement, when we put it into a monetary movement account, it will subtract and our balance of payment account will balance. Good. So after going through this, let us solve some questions. So you see, this is a trial question. We have merchandise, transfers, intangibles, dividend, loan, price. I told you merchandise is goods. You know what transfers are? To come under the financial transactions, which is also in the current account. Intangibles, that is service. Dividend will also fall under the financial transactions, right? So the question is that we should calculate balance of trade, balance of current account, balance of capital account, terms of trade, and balance of payment. So these are the things we need to find. So we first find the balance of trade. The balance of trade will be the values of receipts and the values of payment for merchandise. So export, that's a receipt. We have 600 and we had import 650. That is from the table. So our BOT in this case will be the value of visible exports minus the value of visible imports. In this case, it will be 600 minus 650, and the answer is -50. -50. So that will be the BOT. Let us move on to find the rest. Now they said we should find the balance of the current account. And you know the current account we'll have that of the merchandise, the transfer, intangibles, dividend, as I told you from the question. Look at the question. Merchandise will be part of the current account. Transfer will be part of the current account. Intangibles will be part. Dividend is income on investment. It will be part of current account. Loans will not. Price is not. Take note. So these are the information we have. For merchandise export 600, transfer exports 550, intangible 600, dividend 700. It follows like that. For the import too, it follows like that. Then we find the total for the export. We had 2,450. The total for import, we had 2,700. Now, when we find a difference, the answer will be negative 250. Negative 250. Let's move on. The next question said we should find the balance of the capital account. And from the question, the capital account is that of the loans. Just that. So loans export 600, import 750. When we do the math, our balance of capital account becomes negative 150. So take note. Then for balance of payment, I told you is a combination of the balance of current account and the balance of capital account. So what we got for balance of current account was negative 250, and out of capital account, negative 150, if you remember. When we put the two together, it gives us 400, negative 400. That means we have balance of payment deficit. Exactly. Balance of payment deficit. Now to the terms of trade. Our export price is 60, our import price is 50. We know our terms of trade formula to be equal to the price of export index plus the price of import index times 100%. Right? The price of export index is given as 60, the price of import index is given as 50 times 100%. So we have 60 divided by 50 times 100, and that gives us 120%. This clearly shows that there is favorable terms of trade. There's favorable terms of trade. I hope that's clear. Good. Now, I want to give you some assignments. Look at this question. This is SSE November 1999. Those of you who have the past questions book should grab that. Those who don't have, take the opportunity to read the question. The following is an extract from a report on the balance of trade. Payment of the Republic of Ethiopia in 1993. As a result of the improvement in terms of trade of our major exports since 1990, the total foreign exchange increased over 20%, that of 1992. Our main exports and imports were, then the table comes. So this Ethiopia country exports minerals, coffee, shipping, timber products, tourism. Yes, a hand is up. Sumani Hafiz. Yes, can I hear you? You may ask your question. Hafiz. Hello, Hafiz. Unmute and talk to us, please. All right. So whilst we wait for Hafiz, let's continue. Right. So tell a friend to tell a friend that they can catch us on repeat on YouTube. Yes, anytime at their convenience. Thank you. So Ethiopia also imports consumer durables, fuel, beverage, insurance, oil and lubricants, machine and spare parts, banking. Okay, and the figures are there. Now, these are the questions. you should find the merchandise or visible export. You know that it's just the difference between the export of visible goods and the import of visible goods. Mineral, visible. Coffee, visible. Shipping, not. Timber, yes. Tourism, not. It is easy to find these. Okay. Invisible imports. First one said the merchandise visible export. So you find a total. Invisible import, you find a total. Very easy. Calculate the surplus or deficit of the balance of trade. Of course, you add all the export, you subtract from all the import, and you get your answer. What happens to price? To the price of the country's export? Yes, you look out for this. You look out for this as you read the question carefully. Yeah. So make sure you have the table. The table is there. Make sure you have it. Now, the figures. In case you are not able to get a table here, get a past question. Yes. So a picture of it will be posted for you so that you can go through it. And please submit this assignment through our email. joylearningtv@myjoyonline.com. joylearningtv@myjoyonline.com. So a picture of it will be posted so that you can all have a view of it. And make sure you do it, you send it, and I would mark it and give it appropriate comments. Yes. Friends, we are getting to the end of this lesson, and I hope all of you have enjoyed it. In case you watch it again and you have any question for me, I'll be available. Channel it through the YouTube link. We would respond to you accordingly. Make sure you learn hard so that you become very good in economics and you make very good grades in economics. Thank you very much. Until I come your way next time, I've been your usual facilitator in economics, Sir Walter. It's bye for now.